This is Camille. She's a Canadian who likes talking to strangers to understand human behavior. This is Irene. She's an American who majored in human behaviors in university. Together, they discuss the differences and similarities in their experiences and perspectives. This is my pen pal.
Hi guys. So obviously we started a podcast called My Pen Pal, and we decided to do an intro episode early on so you guys can get to know us, know our personalities, and know why we created this and what our goal is for this podcast.
Yeah, so the goal here really is just to broaden everyone's perspectives. Obviously, especially in today's climate, we want to make sure that we're fostering a community where we can have open and honest conversations in a respectful way. From time to time, you might see us having guests on here. They could be anywhere from subject matter specialists to our friends.
So to kick things off, we're going to shoot each other some questions. Some are like superficial, some can get a little deeper, but this will give you an idea of the types of things that we'll talk about and the types of people we are. A little bit of our personalities. So I'll start shooting Camille some questions. First one, easy peasy. What's your name and where are you from?
Well, my name is Camille, and I am from and live in Toronto, Canada.
Okay. That was an easy ball. Fastball? Whatever that baseball easy. Term is. Yeah. Okay.
We don't play sports.
Moving on. Next one. What do you have any guilty pleasures?
No, of course you had to ask me this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I have one. Chocolate cake specifically, or brownies. It is definitely a texture thing for me.
Do you have another? Because that one doesn't sound so bad.
Really? I think, you know why it doesn't sound bad? It's because you've never seen me eat a chocolate cake or a brownie. It's disgusting. I don't even chew it. Like, it literally, so this is like a confession. I feel like this is a 2-in-1 here. So
we're getting deep, guys.
Right? I love it so much that I like black out, and like my tongue just like smushes it against the roof of my mouth, and I just swallow it. I don't even chew. Like, so I'm doing this in front of people, not even realizing that it's happening.
Okay.
And okay. I'm so sorry. It's disgusting.
I mean, I think a lot of people like chocolate cake / brownies. When you put it like that, maybe, but it just doesn't sound as bad as
You have to see it.
Guilty pleasure.
You have to see it. I look like a pelican. It's disgusting.
On the next episode of My Pen Pal.
Gross.
Okay. Let's go on to another food question, since you're such a foodie.
Oh, God.
Describe your favorite pizza. This one's like innocent enough, right?
Oh, okay. So I'll describe my favorite non-vegan pizza because I am a vegan now. I would get like a pesto base, like a green pesto base, because it's like salty and nice.
Yeah.
And then there would be like crumbled feta cheese on it, and then like just like chicken and mushrooms.
So if you guys can't tell, like, we're going to be talking about food a lot. So, okay, here's a good one. If you could talk to any animal, what would it be and why?
My cat, Jazz. She's such an angry cat. And I just want to know why. Like, I want to know what she needs from me. I feel like there's so much that I could be doing for her if I could just understand where she was coming from. If you're like invading her space too much, she has this like weird growl.
Why didn't you try imitating it?
You want me to try it? It's like a...
Let's hear what it could sound.
That's actually a really good imitation. That's exactly how it sounds, actually. Yeah, that's exactly how it sounds. Yeah. And then it can get more high-pitched.
Yeah, that was really good, actually. Wow.
Yeah, that's how she sounds. So...
I'm going to do a couple more. How do you define a meaningful life?
Oh boy. We do a really good job at overcomplicating things or just complicating things and find it very difficult to simplify them. So I think that keeping things simple or keeping simple principles will help us to align with who we're supposed to be, who we are, and the things that are meant for us. So there's a lot of people in life that are just super unhappy. I was one of those people. And, not everyone has the courage to step away from what they're doing and realign themselves for something that is going to make them happy. So I'm super grateful for what I get to do on a daily basis. I'm super grateful for having the courage. I did go through a lot of stuff to get here, so I'm grateful for that too. And yeah, I'm just really grateful for the entire process and for being here and for where I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Hope that answered that question.
Yeah, yes, that was pretty good because I think that being grateful is required to have a meaningful life. So the fact that you can have gratitude for the things that you are doing turns into a meaningful life.
That was like a little trick question. I like it.
Very well
Thanks.
said. Mm-hmm. Curveball.
That's what it is.
That's what it's
a
called.
curveball.
That was a curveball. But what's the easy one?
I don't know.
I don't know, guys. Someone leave in the comments what the different types of ball throwings are. There's a curveball and there's like an easy...
Specifically in baseball. Yeah, those. Is that the only sport where you throw a ball? I'm not getting into this. I don't play sports. I'm not going to pretend like I know what I'm talking about.
Moving on, because we don't know. Last question. What makes you a good friend?
I think my ability to be honest. I do find myself oftentimes being the person who will bring up the thing, the whatever the thing is, the topic, the issue that's uncomfortable. I'm not afraid to talk about that stuff. And I think, well, I know based on feedback from, people in my life that people are really grateful for that because I'm not here to sugarcoat. My friends have always said that they can feel that I'm speaking from the heart, and it makes it so much easier to talk to me about it. So I think that's what makes me a good friend. Now your turn to get in the hot seat. Buckle up, Irene.
Okay. All right. I'm going to take a sip of water, but go for it.
So, what's your name and where are you from?
My name's Irene. I'm originally from Philadelphia, but I'm living in sunny Florida right now.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's hot as hell, but yeah, it's
right.
nice.
You're so lucky though, because obviously living in Canada, we get winters and they're brutal. You got to experience a glimpse of it when you visited. It wasn't so bad. I mean, it was the fall, but still.
It wasn't so bad, and I can now appreciate colder weather a little bit more because it's like hot here year round, so the little break is not bad. But to live in it for months, I can't do that anymore.
It's a lot. We get like 2 months of summer and then fall and then winter for like whatever the math is on that, like 6 months. I don't know. It's a long time. So
yeah, I'm a summer baby.
You are. So am I. What am I doing here? Sorry.
Yeah, you're in the wrong area.
Okay. Describe yourself in 5 words.
Fuck. I hate this question. Yeah, I'm too like.
Oh, you're definitely deep and like, yeah.
Really got to think about it. Yeah, I'm too like, really have to skip.
All right. What smells make you happy?
That is such a funny question. What smells make me happy? First of all, that could go like either way.
What?
Because what if someone was like, fart smells
then
make
hey,
me happy? Not that they do for me, but just
power
smells
to
in
them,
general.
man. Whatever helps you get through this crazy life.
Farts don't make me happy. Okay, This one's hard to explain. Oh, okay. First, the smell of jasmine flowers.
Beautiful.
It's my favorite flower. And second, this one's kind of hard to explain, and the only person who would kind of get it is my sister. That's that, like, sister bond that, like, you can say something and they'll get it, but you say it to a friend and they're like, you're nuts. But there's this feeling / smell of, like, walking into, like, a muggy area from air conditioning, and there's a smell that comes with it that is really reminiscent of us visiting Taiwan. So it's this entire experience of us walking out of the airport into Taiwan to meet our family when they pick us up when we go visit. And it's that smell / experience of, like, going from the cold into tropical heat.
I love it. Okay. Next question. What makes you feel old?
When people call me ma'am, that's like a definite, like, okay, I'm at ma'am stage. And the second thing is when my fiance's niece, who's 14, tells me about either social media or the latest song or, like, the newest slang or whatever. That makes me feel old because I literally have no idea what she's talking about because I've never heard of that artist, song, TikTok, show, dance. Yeah, that makes me feel really old.
If there's one thing that makes me feel old, it's definitely TikTok. Like, you hit the nail on the head there. Like, nothing makes me feel more old than TikTok. Seeing people do those dances and stuff, I'm like...
They're catch us on Instagram.
Hashtags. Haha.
We're still young and hip and cool.
Yeah, totally. Okay, I think I have a couple questions left to ask you. What makes you laugh the most?
I think inside jokes with my sister. I don't know why, but it makes me, like, ugly laugh in the funniest way. Yeah. There's something about, like, the bond with sisters, good and bad, that just kind of, like, highlights in my head.
Definitely. No, I think most people with siblings can relate. Like, I agree. Like, there's something about, like, sibling jokes. They can be so stupid, but they're so funny. And, like, they're
so funny.
You know? Lastly, what makes you a good friend?
My open-mindedness. So I'd like to think that I treat everyone, like, on an equal plane, and that I'm not super judgmental when I meet people. And I think that openness and sincerity is visible, and it carries out throughout the friendship. So I think being open-minded.
And I think if it wasn't for your open-mindedness and my honesty, we wouldn't have hit it off, like, when we first met, for sure.
Yeah.
Just to give you guys some context, like, when we first met, it was over Zoom. And we had, like, I don't know, 3-hour conversation where we bared our souls to each other. It was great. And we've been virtually inseparable ever since.
Yeah, and one could argue that, like, honesty and open-mindedness are required for, like, good friendships, like, deep friendships. So
Absolutely.
Here we are.
A year later, over a year later. Going strong and starting a podcast. Sorry.
So that's what we have so far. I mean, obviously, as you guys listen to us more, we're going to divulge more about us, but we also want to learn about you.
Yeah, what makes you a good friend? Curious. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you so much for joining us this week on My Pen Pal. We love what we do and would love to hear from you. Comment below and let us know your thoughts on this week's episode. See you next week.